Don't hurt me, I can't walk." Her voice barely rose above the sound of the rain. It was thin, trembling, almost swallowed by the storm that poured relentlessly onto Willow Street. Water ran along the cracked pavement, soaking through her dress and chilling her to the bone. Emma lay near the steps of an old apartment building, her body twisted awkwardly from the fall. Every time she tried to move, sharp pain shot up her spine. Her legs felt distant, heavy, almost like they didn't belong to her. Footsteps echoed nearby. Her heart pounded. She had learned not to trust footsteps in the dark. "Please," she whispered again, squeezing her eyes shut. "I can't walk." The footsteps slowed, then stopped. For a few seconds there was only rain. "It's okay," a calm voice said. "I'm not going to hurt you." She opened her eyes carefully. A man stood a few feet away, drenched from the storm. He looked to be in his mid-30s, tired but steady. One hand held a small grocery bag. The other was slightly raised, not threatening, just cautious. "My name's Daniel," he said softly. "Are you injured?" Emma searched his face for signs of cruelty. She had seen enough of it to recognize it quickly, but there was none, only concern. "I slipped," she managed. "My legs. I can't feel them properly." Daniel immediately set the grocery bag down and knelt beside her, careful to keep a respectful distance. "I'm calling an ambulance," he said firmly, already reaching for his phone. "No!" Emma's voice cracked with fear. "Please, I can't afford that!" He hesitated. The rain soaked through his jacket. Cars drove past without slowing, headlights flashing indifferently. For a moment he looked torn. Then he glanced across the street. In the upstairs window of a small, modest house, a little girl peeked through the curtain, watching. Daniel took a slow breath and put his phone away. "Okay," he said gently. "Then I'll take you somewhere safe." Emma blinked at him. "Why?" He gave a faint, tired smile. "Because my daughter is watching," he replied quietly. "And I want her to grow up knowing her father helped when someone was afraid." Carefully, he slid one arm behind her back and the other beneath her knees. "You're safe," he whispered as he lifted her. And in that cold, rain-soaked moment, something neither of them expected began to unfold. Daniel carried Emma carefully across the street, shielding her from the rain as best as he could. His daughter quickly disappeared from the window, and by the time he reached the front door, it was already open. "Daddy?" the little girl asked softly. "It's okay, Lily," Daniel reassured her. "She's hurt. We're going to help her." The house was small but warm. A soft yellow lamp lit the living room, casting gentle light across worn furniture and family photos on the wall. Daniel laid Emma down carefully on the couch, placing a folded blanket beneath her head. "Lily, sweetheart, can you bring me the first aid kit?" he asked calmly. The girl nodded and hurried away. Emma looked around nervously. She wasn't used to warmth like this, not just from the heater, but from the feeling of safety. Her hands trembled. "You don't have to do all this," she murmured. Daniel knelt beside her again. "Yeah," he said quietly. "I do." Lily returned with the kit, watching Emma with wide, curious eyes. "What's your name?" Lily asked gently. "Emma," she replied, her voice still shaky. "That's a pretty name," Lily said with a small smile. Daniel carefully checked Emma's legs. "Can you feel this?" he asked, lightly pressing near her ankle. "A little," she whispered. Relief flickered across his face. "That's good. It might be shock from the fall, but you still need a doctor." Emma stiffened. "I told you I can't afford—" "You're not paying?" Daniel interrupted softly. "I'll take care of it." She stared at him. "Why would you do that for someone you don't even know?" Daniel sat back slightly, exhaling. "Because 3 years ago," he said quietly, "someone helped my wife after an accident. A stranger. They didn't ask for anything. They just helped." Emma noticed the pain in his eyes. "She didn't survive," he continued gently. "But I never forgot what that stranger did. Sometimes, helping someone is how we keep going." Silence filled the room, but it wasn't heavy anymore. Lily stepped closer and carefully placed her small hand over Emma's. "You're safe here," she said. For the first time that night, Emma felt tears fall. Not from fear, but from something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. And though none of them knew what tomorrow would bring, one thing was certain. A single act of kindness had already changed everything.